Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I'd like to share something with you today that's very special to me. 30, almost 30 years ago, almost to the day, I would have been, let's see, 50, I would have been 27. I'm just going to show you a photograph first of all. You may recognize somebody. So on the left, that's me. I was 27, I believe. And next to me is a very special lady. That's my grandmother, my mother's mother, obviously. And if you look, she's holding the MBE. This is the investiture day that when we went to Buckingham Palace. The other lady is my mother, and next to my mother, that's my stepfather. His name's Keith. So that was the photo that we had outside. I'm now going to show you something very special. This has been entrusted to me because my grandmother is sadly no longer around. This is the very same MBE that you see in the picture. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll show you a bit closer. For those of you who've never seen one up close and personal, that's it. Isn't it wonderful? I've been entrusted with it. It's I remember the day very well. We we arrived in a long line of people. You had to drive in the main entrance. This was, by the way, this was when there were no mobile phones. Just to put it in perspective, mobile phones didn't exist. You were lucky if you had, if you were lucky enough to have any kind of computer. You were very lucky, but it didn't exist in those days. We went in the front entrance. We were um, we had to stop while they did the security check, checking underneath the car and what have you. We went into was it the pitch? I think it was the picture gallery is where the presentation is, and it was Her Majesty, um, and she was flanked on either side by two members of the Gurkha Rifles, two officers who were her personal bodyguard. Now we had the easy bit. My grandmother, yeah, she had to climb a whole set of stairs, and if I remember, it was something like 87 steps to get. I mean, she was still very, very fit. 87 steps um, to get to where she needed to go for. They had to have a briefing, um, and you were told the etiquette. You were told um, what you had to do. You were told what Her Majesty the Queen would say to you, etc., etc., etc. And when we played back we have DVDs now. Well, I mean, at first it was a VHS that we had to figure out how to transfer from VHS to DVD. That's how long ago it was. When we played it back, the way they'd edited it, it seemed as though my grandmother was talking to Her Majesty for a long, long time. But I think it's because they were from the same generation, and she got the MBE. By the way, I forgot to tell you, she got the MBE for her services to. She worked for an establishment called the Citizens Advice Bureau, Um, uh, and basically, people would come in. It was all voluntary, obviously. People would come in and pour their hearts out about whatever problems they were having within society. And all my grandmother would do is listen and advise. And that's why she got the MBE, because she was phenomenally good at communicating with other human beings. Because she worked as a medical secretary um, for a long time. And when she retired, she wanted to do it on a voluntary basis because she wanted to give back to society. And then society returned the favor, and hence the MBE for that. And it's one of the proudest days of my life. I'll never forget it. Um, as I say, we sat in the picture gallery, um, and you see all walks of life. There were famous people there. Well, I say famous people. They were people who had served within the world of sport, within the world of broadcasting, and other things. Um, and so many friends were made. Um, my grandmother, she told us afterwards, she got chatting to somebody somebody who had climbed, I think it was Kilimanjaro, and somebody else who'd walked the length and breadth of this country, and all sorts of people, you know, who were recognised for whatever attributes, you know, that there were you were also in categories of, and it was like it was a procession. We watched um, my grandmother was, her name was called out, and we watched her walk up, curtsy to Her Majesty, and she must have been talking for a good minute and a half maybe, because they were from the same generation, and she loved it. She said it was one of the best conversations she'd ever had, and she was so proud. And yeah, we all cried. We did. Um, and and of course, and yeah, I'll never forget that day. And I just wanted to just share that with you because it's almost to the day when it happened. Um, yeah, it was just before, in fact, um, that day, just before. If, I've talked about that before when I ran my first London marathon. It wasn't long before then. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Um, Again, have a lovely day, everyone. Be kind to one another. Kindness always repays kindness, and I'll see you in the next one. Just going to turn this off now, if it'll let me. Okay, see you soon.